Let's talk about distributing your weight more so on your sit bones while actually having a neutral spine. What are your sit bones exactly? The medical term is called your ischial tuberosities, and where that is actually going to be where your thigh meets your butt. And the way that you can find it is that taking your hand, you can drag it up your hamstring and move a little bit inwards, and you'll notice that there's going to be a bony ridge, and that is actually going to be your sit bone, is actually going to be one of the attachments of your hamstring. So identifying that, finding that position, and you can end up finding on both sides. Again, you're going to take your hand, slide it up your hamstring, find that bone right there, and it becomes a little bit more prominent when you flex your hips. So this is what we can do. You're going to go ahead and find a seat. Ideally, you want to have a 90 degrees in both your ankles, your knees, and your hips. So if you sit and your back is rounded, you're not going to have that 90 degrees. You can sit up a little bit more. Now, you're going to have your feet supported, have your pelvis rock forward a little bit, and try to distribute that weight on those two bones of where your thigh meets your butt, and that is going to be your sit bones. And ideally, we want to make sure that there's about 2 to 3 fingers between the back side of your knees and the front of the chair. So if you do have back support, that's great, but you also want to make sure that your weight is in fact distributed on your sit bones and that you're not trying to arch, because if you arch your back, you're actually going to have your weight distributed more so on your hamstrings. So we're looking at more of a neutral position weight in your sit bones, and if you need to put a cushion behind you to support this position, that's totally fine as well.